Morning. So today we're going to be doing two parts of a lesson. I know last time when I taught we did two activities, and today we're going to be doing kind of a fun flip book notes, and then you guys will be doing kind of like a web quest I created with your iPad and a worksheet. And so we're going to go through both of those through the hour. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get through both. So that means you will be able to work with partners, the ones that you're sitting with, and if you two want to work together, that will work great. And then we will also be going over answers, and I'll be going under the document camera. Does that sound good? Okay. Yeah. Can somebody help me pass out the worksheet real quick? Yes. Oh no. That's a big board. So each of you are getting a note paper that looks like this. And I've already cut the flaps so you can fold the flaps in. So it's going to look like a 4-door. So like it's a 4-door? Yep, just fold the flaps in. You forgot these.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
The right way. Like that.
All right, do you guys have your corners folded in?
No.
Awesome. Well, you can finish folding them while I continue through.
That's it.
So your note paper should look something like this. So you have like the 4 flaps folded in. Now go ahead and open up the solving proportions flap. If you have the solving proportions flap open, put your thumbs up so I know. So you're looking at example 1 and example 2. Just waiting for a few more thumbs.
Oh.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so for example 1 and example 2, these should look like review. We covered these last week. I know that they were on your last unit test, or your last quiz. So go ahead and work on those two. You may work with your partners. If you have any questions, please let me know. So you're trying to find what X will be within the proportions. Yep, good. All right, I see that everyone is starting to finish up. All right, who needs more time on example 1? Okay, go ahead and, if you haven't done example 2, go ahead and do example 2. Yeah, you can do example 2, that's fine. And we're gonna go over them. All right, let's go over them together. Who can tell me what the first step is on example 1? Go ahead.
Multiply 8, 15.
Good, so we were gonna do circles, so we have 8 times 15. What does that equal? And then what will we do?
Divide by 6.
And that gives us,
20.
good job. So the answer here is 20. If you do not have this work written on your paper, go ahead and write that down so I know that you have the right. All right, who can tell me the first step on example 2? Robert.
Circle of 3.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then circle the other one. And then multiply 8 times 20 plus 8.
So what is 8 times 20?
160.
160. So what is the next step after doing that? Go ahead.
Add your 5 and 6.
Good. So you're going to divide this by 4. And what would that equal? 40. Good job. If you had these right, go ahead and put just a tiny little star next to your example 1 and example 2. Yeah. This one. Oh, that's better. Awesome. All right, I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to work it out as a class. A utility worker is 5.5 feet tall and is casting a shadow 4 feet long. At the same time, a nearby utility pole casts a shadow 20 feet long. Write and solve proportion to find the height of the utility pole. So let's write up on the board over here what we know. All right, so what do we know about the utility worker?
Oh, I know. He's 5 feet, 5 inches tall.
So he's 5.5 feet tall?
Yeah.
What else do we know?
That's a shadow.
Good, so his shadow is 4 feet long. And with what object are we matching proportions with him to? Good, the utility pole. And so what do we know about that? Sorry, what did you say? Good, it's 20 foot long. So what do we need to find? Oh, is this a shadow? Okay. So we need to find out how tall he is. So we don't know this. So who can help me in how we would set up a proportion to figure out how tall our utility work is?
It would be 5.5 over 4, and then the other side 20 over x.
Good job. Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. So we're matching our proportions. Oh. Let's look at the second one just real quick. Would it be 20 over x?
It'd be x over.
Good job. And so in example 1 and example 2, we just did this, didn't we? All right. So who can tell me the first step? Good. So we're going to multiply these. Sorry about my oval. And then what will we do? Sorry, what did you say? Okay, good. Good. So we're going to divide these by 4, which gives us, good, 27.5 what? Feet. Good. Don't forget your units because we're talking about a height and a length. So we can see that example 1 and example 2 helped us to get example 3 by proportions. So go ahead and do example 4 either individually, you may get help from your partner, but it's the same, it's very similar to example 3, and it's using the same math technique as example 1 and example 2. I'll give you around 2 to 3 minutes to finish that up, and then I'll have somebody show theirs underneath the document camera. All right, so we're going to go over example 4. I know some of you are working ahead, which is fine, but make sure you stop just so you can see the work that your classmate has done. All right, so your example 4 should look similar to the one that Megan has up on the board. So we can see that our short sides, it was really warm, our short sides, those are the similar sides. So we have 4 over 6 and 4 over 6 inches, which equals 6 over x, and that gives us 9.
6 times 6.
6 times 6 is 36, and then divide by the 4.
4 times 10 is 40.
Alright. She did forget her unit. That's okay. She can write that in when she goes back to her desk. That's okay. So I feel like you all have a good grasp on what this is asking you. Am I correct with saying that? You have a good grasp on this? So go ahead and do example 5 and example 6. And then when you are finished with example 5 and example 6, raise your hand. Because I'm going to come over and check your answer. And then I will give you your next worksheet. Because this next worksheet is the one that you guys will be doing on your iPads for an interactive website. So go ahead and you can go ahead and do exam 5 and 6, and you're all good. Thank you so much for sharing. You're going to need your iPad in this worksheet. All right, let's do example 6 together real quick up on the board.
Let's do example
Example 5 also. I'm going to go back on the camera so I can see the problem in front of me. Okay, so for example 6, if you're already working on the worksheet, that's fine. Just make sure your voices are low so that we can work on example 6. So we have a model of a 27-foot tall house was made using a scale of 2 inches for every 3 feet. What is the height of the model? Okay, so let's write out what we have. So we have the house to be what? 27 tall. Good. And then we have a scale. Who can tell me what a scale is? What does that mean?
Like a smaller version of the house to help you so you know what you want it to look like.
Good. So this scale on here is telling us that this is the specific scale that they use so that they could make a smaller version of the house. We see this all the time with maps, and we will see this when you get on your website that I created. That when we look at MapQuest, we see a smaller scale of the map because we need to see the map at a smaller size. Because if not, then we would just be looking at like the same distance. It'd be from here to Florida, which would actually be the distance from here to Florida, and we can't see that in a computer. So the scale is 2 inches for every 3 feet. So what are we trying to find? Go ahead.
The other, what the height of the model was used for the 27-foot tall house.
Good. So what would the unit? What is the unit we're trying to find with that?
The inches.
Good. We're trying to find the inches. So we're finding the x inches. So knowing that we have feet, inches, inches, we can create our model to be 2 inches over x inches, which would equal what? So I gave you a hint on the first one. How would we write out the second proportion? Try it the other way. Good. It'd be 3 feet over 27 feet. And so the way I look at this is that this right here is our scale. And this right here is our house. They're on the same level. So now you can do what we did in example 1 and example 2 to find the proportions for that. And if you still need a little help with that, raise your hand. I will be around to help with that. You all set? You can write your name up on the worksheet. Sorry that my name is on it already. When I have to turn in the assignment, my name goes on it. I know you guys are not Morgan Lane, so you can go ahead and write over it or on top of it. That's totally fine with me. You all set? Okay. If you need the worksheet, go ahead and raise your hand when you're done with your notes so I can come bring this to you.
What?
Oh, so this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You all set? All set? You all set too?
No. Sure, if you got one, pretty helpful with it. In the study group, whatever. Done. Wait, so. Yeah,
Oh my god. I don't know how to do that. Is it just asking us like, what skills the things are for miles or feet?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you real quick. So if you, alright, I'm going to go over the scale portion on this map, just so we're all on the same page. You can come grab a worksheet, Jake.
Thank you.
Alright, so on the first page that gives the instructions, you can kind of see it on here, but do you see, listen up, do you see the small scale on here that I took like the screenshot right there? See what I'm pointing at? Can you find that on your screen? Okay, that's fine, because it's on the bottom right-hand corner. That's totally good. So this scale is kind of like when we went over the examples on the note paper in the beginning of class. So on the question that says feet by scale, when it says what scale distance are you using, you are using 2,000 feet. And then you can take your paper, try and do this one, and you can hold it up to it, and you can mark how far that 2,000 feet is, so that when you go to measure on your map, so this to the line right there is 2,000 feet, you can count how many of those distances are from Spring Arbor to Western Middle School. Does that make a little more sense on how that'll work? Yes. Oh, good. Yeah, so we can use that to
That's okay. Your question. How far lost is if those were questions I just did, we didn't take water. Right, you did 6 matches, and each match you did 6 times. Okay. You're gonna do the same thing that you would do with
All right, so we only have a few minutes left in class, and I know that you probably were unable to get through all of the problems and the questions on this map quest. Would you guys like to keep this worksheet and try it out?
Yes.
I think, okay, that's awesome. I think you should try it out because you're going to be using maps for a really long time in your life. And this is teaching you how to use scale models with setting up proportions. Use that hint button if you need to. It'll help you out. So I'm handing out a lined piece of paper, and this is kind of like what we did last time. On it, you can write down what you liked about the lesson, what you didn't like about the lesson, what I need to work on, what the lesson, how that needs to improve. You don't need to write your name on it. Just be truthful because this is going to help me to be a better teacher. And I know one of the requests on here might be more time to do the lesson. You're going to write on here what you don't have to if you don't want to. You're going to write what you liked about the lesson, what you didn't like about the lesson, what I need to work on. Because I'm continuing to learn how to be a better teacher, and that kind of thing. And after watching you go through the web quest, I know I need to go back and fix some things on that website, some maybe more clear directions. Maybe that would be a lot helpful for that. Okay, so go ahead and write what you want, and thank you so much for doing this lesson with me. I'm continuing to learn alongside all of you, and I appreciate you being patient and respectful for the material that I had. So go ahead and fill those out, and I can collect them at the door. And I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving break. Today's your last day, right?
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, that's scary.